I'm going live on YouTube. If you're saying anything sensitive, be wary. I'm going live on YouTube. All right, we're going. If you're saying anything sensitive, be wary. Here's the link to the YouTube stream. I'm going live on YouTube.
Oh, it looks good too. I'm watching it now.
All right, Enchant's at 7 o'clock on the dot. Start the webinar.
Yep, let's go ahead and start. And it looks like we still don't have the back room, but it's okay because I just set it up so that the audience will just have speaker view the whole time, so it'll be fine.
All right, so we're live. YouTube is catching this. We have participants and attendees. How do I?
Y'all, welcome. Thanks so much for joining. I am Enchanta. I'm the community manager here at theCut. We're going to get started here shortly. In the meantime, please drop your Instagram handle in the chat and also drop where you are from. All right, looks like we got Chauncey in here, Aaron. Let's see. Who all do we have in here? Okay, we got Aaron in Rochester. Welcome. All right, Joe in Philadelphia, Jose out in Corpus Christi. I heard y'all have a good expo in Corpus Christi every year. I definitely want to check that out sometime. We got several folks from Texas. Okay, Chauncey, Detroit, I see you. Sugar Hill, Anthony. Donnell from Maryland. I used to live in Silver Spring, Maryland, so I miss Silver Spring. All right, we got Atlanta in the house. We're going to give folks a little bit more time to join. Mag, just give me a thumbs up when you're ready. All right, we have Zay from Chicago. If you're just joining us, folks are dropping their Instagram handles in the chat and letting us know where they are from. You can also let me know how you're feeling. Are you nervous about today? Are you excited to connect with folks? Are you busy with the holiday season? I know, Christmas time and New Year's time is busy time for barbers. So feel free to drop that in the chat too. We got Brooklyn in the house. All right. I hear the recording in progress voice, so that I think that means we're gonna get started, Meg.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, cool. All right, so thank y'all again. Please continue to drop your Instagram handle and where you're from in the chat. I just want to welcome everybody to the Kuts, the workshop. My name is Enchanta. I'm the senior community manager at the Cut, and I'll be the one kicking us off today. Here at the Cut, we have one goal, and that is to see you win. With that in mind, we have to approach that with we have to approach what we serve. Ooh, I'm so sorry. I'm reading off of a script, and there is a typo in here. With that in mind, we have to. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. This is my fault. With that in mind, we have to appreciate that we serve many types of barbers who use our app. Thank y'all for giving me some grace right now. It's tomorrow. Next week is Christmas, and I am trying to keep it moving, okay? OGs, new and student barbers, mobile barbers, sweet barbers, barber educators, women barbers, Latino barbers, Black barbers, etc. The list goes on and on. So we figured the best way that we can help serve everyone is to share the success stories straight from other barbers on our app, which is why we're here today. And that is why we created the Workshop series. The Workshop series, this is a free online experience. We're hosting it monthly to help you navigate the cut like a pro. We'll showcase brand new features in real time and offer hands-on training and support. You've been hearing me talk to Mag, so a lot of this will come from Mag. This is his brainchild. I'm so glad he started this. And we also have some dope ambassadors, Scoob and Don, joining us. Ultimately, the goal is to provide a platform to foster the opportunity for you to learn how to effectively use the app. A lot of folks might use the app, but they're still unsure how to use it effectively and be successful with using the app. So that could mean this could mean increasing your client satisfaction, your client loyalty. We'll also show you different ways to increase your visibility, how to manage your appointments, and that sort of thing. All in all, the goal of all of this is to get more cash in your pocket. So securing the bag ultimately. But before we get into our various features and how to use the app, I'm going to pass it over to Mag to give an official introduction to each one of our panelists. And with that, Mag, take it away.
Thank you, E. Can you guys hear me okay? Awesome, 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 awesome. What's up, everyone? My name is Mag, product marketing manager here at theCut. And before we go ahead and get started into today's panel, I wanted to quickly showcase some of the features that we've been working on the past quarter and show you guys a lot of what we've been working on and got a few goodies for you as well. So go ahead and share my screen. Just want to confirm, can you guys see my screen right now?
Yeah.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. All right, so if you didn't know, here at theCut, our goal is to empower barbers with the tools they need to manage and grow their businesses effortlessly. And right now, we're going to quickly highlight some of our latest features that we have coming up in our roadmap that we designed to enhance the barbering experience and keep you ahead of the game. And it's actually one of my biggest pleasures to introduce our newest module, our shop profile, our shop product. And what it is essentially, it's a full suite business tooling specifically for shop owners on theCut. So first thing you can do as a shop owner is from your Barber profile today, anybody is able to create a client or an owner profile and add them into or map them essentially to your Barber login. So you're essentially able to have 3 profiles with 1 password, right? You're able to create a Barber profile, a client profile, and a shop owner profile. Next thing with shop, as a shop itself, you guys get prioritized search ranking in our discovery experience. What you're seeing here on the GIF is a page, essentially, if you look at any search experience, shop profiles get the top horizontal banner here, and you guys actually are prioritized on top of barbers themselves. With Shop, you're also able to manage multiple barber shops. So you're able to add however many barber shops you have all and manage them all from a single app experience. What you're looking at here on the screen here, if you go into it, you're able to switch between the different shops and manage the teams that are at those shops. Also, within our owner profile, you're able to see the schedule of the appointments for your entire shop. You're able to go quickly at a glance, seeing time by time, or you're able to go barber by barber itself and click into see the schedule of each of the barbers. You're also able to add unlimited barbers into your shops. You could invite staff, you could assign walk-ins, you could review your staff's profiles, read their ratings and their reviews, and inshallah, the goal is to keep you in control of your shop's reputation. And it wouldn't be a shop if you're not able to collect booth rent from your barbers. So that's exactly what we offer and we enable shop owners to do. You're enabled to not only set up booth rent for each of your barbers, you could set up reminders, you could track when payments come in, and it's a full suite management of your barbers inside the application. And as a call out, we are still in our beta program. So if you go to www.thecut.co/shop, you're able to sign up for our beta program today. And what this does, it enables you to get shop for a grandfathered rate until next summer when we launch live. So I'd love it for you guys if you can go to the website, join our beta program, and then be able to sign up for shop, and then you'll be able to get free access when we go live. And as a thank you for joining our workshop today and signing up for our workshop, we want to give you guys a special offer of 1 month pro for free. Use the code WORKSHOP and you're able to claim it in the application. You must already be a pro barber in order to take advantage of it. But once you accept the pro subscription, you're able to get 1 month for free and apply it to your account. And with all that said in mind, I'm really excited today to introduce our panel for today. Before we go in and invite our ambassadors, I want to invite my colleague, Mario, onto the stage here. So as a reminder, today we're going to be interviewing 2 of our OG users on the Cut and asking them some pivotal questions to tease out key strategies to help you maximize your earning potential on our application. And these questions were created with the goal in mind so that each barber can share stories and highlight their lessons learned from their own years of experience in the field. With that said, I'd like to introduce my colleague, Mario Williams, bring him onto the stage. Mario is the Cuts product manager who recently celebrated 3 years working at the Cut.
Gang, gang.
Responsible for the functionality of our features. He's here to essentially gather these features, the requirements of these features from your inquiries and build it with our design and our development team and bring them to you.
Appreciate that introduction, man. I wanted to let everybody know I'm going to turn my video off. I am traveling right now, dealing with a family emergency. I appreciate y'all's patience as I go through there. We will still have my audio, and hopefully it'll sound a lot better than looking at my face. There we go. So, hey, no worries, man. So I wanted to, for our panelists, a couple of questions we have here, like
Mario,
Maggot stated. Go for it, man.
Before we get into it real quick, we'd love to introduce our panelists.
Go for it, man, please. I'm taking the limelight from them. Shame on me, man.
If Mario is our client, then my man, Mr. Don, is our barber. Actually, Don is Mario's real barber, real live barber. He's been in his Cut for the past 5 years on the Cut. And with 20 years experience in the game and 5 years experience on the Cut, Cuts by Mr. Don has been serving the metro area of Richmond, Virginia since 2019. Is currently located in Chesterfield, Virginia. He gives back to his community by providing free haircutting services for the economically challenged through back-to-school events, church events, and housing events. Shout out to Mr. Don. Welcome. And our second panelist for this evening, with 30 years experience in the game and 7 years on the Cut, we got my man Scoob, the barber. A master barber instructor and master cosmetology instructor. Scoob got started in the barbering business back in 1994 in Dallas, Texas. He's been in the business for over 30 years and is the owner and proud operator of Genesis Barbershop in Idabel, Oklahoma. What's up, Scoob? Welcome. Gentlemen, I think you guys are all on mute right now. So if it's all possible, let's go ahead and get off mute. Let's get this game going.
Yeah. What's going on, everybody?
What's up? Excellent. All right. Well, I'll start us off real quick with the first question for Don and Scoob. Don, let's do some easy getting to know you questions for the folks who don't know you today.
Okay. All
How
right.
did you first get into barber?
Well, I had a son at 16 and 4 brothers who ain't care how their hair look. And my mother, it was a challenge for her to take us all to the barbershop. And, she would always give us light seasons. And I was a nice dude. I used to like I'm a high and tight with the waves, and I'm not getting no light season. So I took the clippers. I started out with just using the adjustable clippers. I used it as my liners. I lined people up. Well, I lined my brother and my son up teaching them. And I was learning from my barber that I was learning from him how to fade and things like that, because I felt that if I can uh re- res- I can copy what he does, that'll made me, get into it more. And I went home and practiced each time. And I never told him because I felt that he probably would have held back with teaching me for free, So ever since then, I grew to cut hair. I had my barber shop and a salon across the street from each other in Brooklyn, New York. And then I moved down to Virginia where, I found my wife, and she held me here ever since, for going on 10 years in August next year. So I'm here to stay in Virginia, and I appreciate talking to everybody and getting to know you. And you can also hit me up on Instagram at Cuts by underscore Mr. Don. Cuts is spelled with a K, Z, and just holler at me. I show love to everybody.
I don't.
Love that. Love that. Thank you, Don. Scoob, what about
Yeah.
yourself? How did you get started in the game?
Um, man, I was at the house cutting in my house, and my mom told me I had to go to college or go to trade school, man. So I enrolled in the cosmetology barber program at my high school there in Dallas, at Lancaster High School, and I graduated, got my cosmetology license, went back to barber school for a little while, and jumped in it with both feet, man. I just feel like this is what I was created to do. I never worked a day in my life. And I'm just happy to be a barber, man, and represent and make this job look good for everybody, man.
Mario, I'll pass it over to you, my man.
I'm going to start with you, Mr. Scoop. How did you
Okay.
first learn about the cut, man? How did you get involved with us?
Um, pretty simple, man. I travel. I do a lot of shows. I like to go to shows. I work in shows, and I ran into Obi at the Barner Brothers show, and we exchanged numbers. He kind of told me what he was looking for, and that he was developing this app, and I thought it was cool or whatever. But I didn't really think about it too much. I was that guy that was still writing appointments down in appointment book and stuff like that. And when I got back to the house, I got a letter like maybe 30 days later, and they asked me if I wanted to be an ambassador for the program and help them develop it and kind of give them some key insight on as a barber what would make this app better for barbers, and that's what I did. And I was on it for probably about a year, and my barber started seeing how efficient and how well I was running it, and that the app was working for me, and it allowed me to cut hair and not constantly be on my phone and taking messages and answering snaps and all this different ways to get messages. And they got on it too. And we've been rocking and rolling ever since, man. It's a valuable tool. It's like your personal assistant. You just set your phone down and let it work for you, man. I love it.
Nice, nice. Thank you for that, sir. Don, over to you, man. How did you first get involved with the cut, man? How did we attract someone like you?
Well, I was in barbering school, and I was in search. I was almost at the end of leaving and, getting my testing and everything. And I was looking for an app because I was saying I get all these clients in my barbering school. I'm taking them with me. I'm not leaving them behind. They're just gonna have to adjust to the new prices that they will get when I move to my next area. But once I started a profile on this other app, and I saw the cut, and what really grabbed my attention was I loved the logo. It was something about the logo, and I said, let me try them out. And the other app was harassing me, so I was like, I'm not with all that. So I took the cut, and I've been with the cut ever since, and I'm not going nowhere. This is the app for me. I realize this is the app for barbers. They care about you. And yeah, I'm just not going anywhere. I love the app. I'm glad to be an ambassador. I appreciate the opportunities that I have been granted, and I look forward to doing more things with the cut. So if you're not on the pro subscription, I advise you to get that and keep it. it's your goal to be a successful barber. So, get on that pro, you're getting a free month, but I suggest don't use the free one, use the pro one. You'll get more uh people will see you more, I feel, when you use all of the tools that are with the cut, and you'll see that tonight. So that's my take on it. I ain't going nowhere. They stuck with me for life.
Grateful, grateful. But on that note, Don, question.
Yeah.
Why the cut, right? What
Uh-huh.
sets it apart from all the other applications in the market today?
hmm I would go off of my experience, what made me stay with the cut, and I could tell you what's the difference. One, the cut don't harass you about filling out your profile and all of that. But more importantly, during COVID, I when the cities were shut down, the cut brought their prices down to $5 a month, brought the subscription down to $5 a month. And that caught my attention, and it made me realize that the cut was willing to struggle right with me during this time of the shops being closed. So I wanted to stay with them, and that caught my attention. And the difference is that there's so many other features. They have the blast, you can talk to your clients individually, you can talk to them through the blast. They have a loyalty program, and there's referral programs. So I utilize all of those, and I'm always figuring out a way to help clients that are economically challenged, where they can save money by either posing a question through the blast. If you answer the question in a timely fashion, you either get the haircut for free or you'll get something off. But most importantly, if the people get something free, the person that was too late to answer it, I give them something off just for taking the time, because a lot of people who don't have their notifications on won't see these blast out. So I always urge my clients, my present, my current clients, and future clients, put your notification on, and that way you can get some money back out of supporting my small business.
Already.
Scoob, yeah, same question for you, man. What separates the cut from other apps?
I guess because I feel like I helped it out a little bit. Like I was kind of there from jump. I feel like I put a little bit of my experience into it. So I kind of feel like I got ingredients in this, like I'm invested in it. But ultimately, man, what kind of got me was when like Don said, when COVID hit, it kind of shut us down here for a little while, for like 6 weeks or so. And I knew people that were just like hemorrhaging, trying to pay bills, pay rent, whatever. And I got up one morning, and I had a message in the notifications, and it was a link to the PPE money. And I was able to get into contact with them and give me some money that I didn't have to pay back, that I was entitled to because I was shut down. And I was able to use that to stay afloat, and also build some capital with it and invest back into my shop. So when I was open, when it was time to reopen, I was ready. And as I reopened, I looked to my left and my right, and there's a lot of people that wasn't around that I knew in Dallas that just didn't make it through that time frame. And I was just like, I felt like at that point that this app really cares about the barbers that are trying to get up and get it every day, and I can respect that. I know the team individually. I know Obi. I just feel like I'm invested in it, and it actually helped me take my business to another level. I mean, I've been in business for a while, but to totally operate off an app and everyone in the shop is benefiting off of it, don't want to book appointment without it. It just took us to another level. And we're all pretty experienced barbers in there. And we do take walk-ins from time to time. We like to be open to the community, but we're pretty established barbers. And it just took us to another level. And it built up a demand, and it separated us from the other shops in our area. And I also use it as well as I use the owner app too. I use it for my personal booking, and I use it to keep track of what's going on in my shop. Another thing, another tool, feature on there that I took advantage of, and that I feel like was pivotal for my shop, man. So, and I like technology. I like being on the front of stuff. I don't like getting caught up. I like to be in the front. So, anytime I could lend my assistance or give my advice or whatever, or just be a part of something great, man, I'm jumping on it.
So wait, just to make sure I'm hearing this correctly, what you're saying is you connected with our co-founder Obi, and you were part of this, like the cut from the very beginning, essentially.
Absolutely. A lot of comments starting off initially before what word am I trying to say? The notoriety of being an ambassador. We were just kind of like Q&A. We answer questions. We hey, what will be better? What would make this better for you? It was me and a small group, and we'd all kind of ask and chime in and give certain inputs to help them add and build it and make it better. And then when the ambassador program came by, I was like, oh yeah, this is what it is. Now I'm armed with information. I've been there since conception. I know how to work it in and out. I could really be a tool and really essentially help other barbers use this tool to make their life easier. If you're a barber, you know what junk time is. Junk time is constantly being on the phone, answering messages, talking. You got this time? No, I ain't got the time. Just stuff like that. You can eliminate all of this and focus on your client, your conversation, and your relationship, and doing a really dope cut. So this is what so yeah, in the beginning, yeah, this is what I did. And I enjoyed it. It was an opportunity to do it, and I feel humbled that I was even asked to be a part of it.
So interesting. From your experience, Scoob, do you remember seeing, like, do you remember providing any feedback to OB or the team, and then seeing that reflect in the app actually?
Absolutely. The latest thing I could probably think is I used to constantly chime in. I'd be like, "Hey, we need to do something about these no-shows. They're killing me. They're killing me." And the feature of where they have to pay, and then you select what you want to retain if they don't show up for the appointment. That option there, the notification to that if what I'm working on now is we're talking about is if you book appointment and someone cancels, it sends a blast out to the clients and let them know that something's available. I'm working on that now. I'm cheering, leading for that now. That will help too. One of the other features was the what was it? What was one of the first initial features? I mean, it's been so long. It was probably, I would have to say, the appointments, the blast, maybe sending blasts out to your clients, letting people know from jump that there's an opening, being able to manipulate your times, booking your appointments yourselves instead of just directly coming through the app. When I started, those features weren't on there, and I'm not taking credit for all of them, but those are a lot of features that we mentioned in the group when it was just a small group of amount of people there.
That's amazing. That's
Yeah.
amazing. Mario, I'll pass it over to you, bro.
Yeah, exactly, man. Speaking of those features, we're gonna hop into this right now. Specifically, what we want to talk about is marketing, and we know that that's the second most important thing to getting money is you want to increase your clientele. And so, from this platform perspective, I want to direct some questions towards our panel, towards our ambassadors regarding that, some of the strategies they use. Because, being Don's client, I know he has some unique ability, some unique strategies for his. And Scoob, having spoken to him, he has some, and I want to touch upon those especially since we're in the holidays. Thanksgiving just passed. You had that rush a few weeks ago, and now we got Christmas and New Year's, especially New Year's. Everybody wants to get tight for that. Family, people want to get tight for their family. So the next couple of questions pertain to that and trying to market. So when it comes to this, how do you use the app to create marketing campaigns for, like holiday discounts or promotions, trying to bring more people into the shop during this time? And Scoob, I'm going to go ahead and start with you this time, sir.
I'm heavy. I'm a heavy social media person. I'm a heavy blast person. Not only do I tell my clients before they leave, hey man, grab your next appointment, man. The holidays is coming up. I send out blasts to all my clients to let them know that hey, holidays are coming. Secure your spot now. Um, I usually send it out in threes. I don't want to send just one because a lot of times people, come on their phone and they'll just kind of swipe up and they're doing something. I try to send it out in threes to make sure that they get it. You get three notifications on your phone back to back. You're gonna pay attention. So I do that as well, and I do a lot of content. I try to do a lot of content, and I post quite a bit, and I always leave my my link to get to the shop directly or to get to me directly. So if you're just on social media and you're not thinking about a haircut and you're strolling and you see a reel, you can click on that on my link. It'll pull you straight to the app and you can book your appointment there. And then also, if you're in town in this area up in Ho Chi Town, you Google barbershops or best barbershop in Curtin County will pop up, and there's a button there say book. You click on that, it'll send you a link to the shop, and you can pick from 3 good barbers to knock it out for you.
Nice, nice. How about you, Don, man? I know some of the specific ones you use, but what's your strategy, my man?
Well, I use the blast. Just like Scoob, I go on social media. Um, and I also do hand to hand. I always have the QR code on the card. And specifically where I'm at, I'm the only barber. I have a suite, so I'm the only barber in this building. So it's a lot of people. The other people are either doing retwist, braiding, anything else, and I always get walk-ins from there. So I always gain clients from that perspective, and I with being sending out a blast and even getting them to answer questions to get discount for the holidays because you never know what somebody may be going through, and with them winning a discount off their haircut, it'll help them get through their day because I think that getting a haircut is something to help your emotions get better. You'll be in a
Right.
better place. You never know.
Self-esteem, yeah.
Yeah, your self-esteem, exactly. So I always do that. I'll send out a blast. My latest blast I would do is 9 because I don't need nobody. If I have a female client, I don't need her husband or even though it's not coming directly from my phone number, but I still don't want it to be something where they say, "Oh, he's texting late." And so I say, I got availability for this day, and then in the morning I say again, this is what I have for today. And at a certain point of the day, I may send out a question and be like, hey, something real simple that you have a certain time to answer. And in the meantime, I walk around the building I'm in. It's 3 floors, and I'm always running into somebody that may need a barber. Or when I'm in the store, I can be on a date with my wife and I see somebody and I'll still go up to them. If you ever need a barber or me to come off the bench, here's my business card, here's the QR code. You go straight to the cut link and you could book, And I always urge them to never cancel, but to use the rescheduling feature.
Mhm.
I said I don't want to take your money, but my no shows and cancellations is 100%. And the reason why I keep that at 100% is because I had it at 60% for cancellation. And then I had a person that was brand new and they came in. They had a 6 o'clock appointment and then they saw that I had a 3 o'clock open. And I said, yeah, you could come in. Don't worry about doing anything later. When 6 o'clock come, I'll check out. And
Word.
then when they left, everything was good. They loved the haircut and everything. He canceled it. So I only got 60% of the haircut. Now, so that made me bring it up to 100% because no matter what, I may not get the tip part, but I would get the full cut price. But after learning from that, and as a barber and using the app, you're gonna learn what really works for you, and that 100% works for me, and that I hold people accountable to to my time. My time is value. You got to value my time. I value your time. I make sure I'm here on time, if not sooner. And if I can get you in sooner, if you're outside, I'll get you in. So this is you know, I utilize the tools and everything when it comes to the cut.
And you spoke of tools, both of you both mentioned Client Blast. What is Client Blast? You know, we may have some people in here who's not familiar with that feature because it is something that we've developed. But what do you mean by Client Blast? What does this feature do for you?
You want to go, Scoob, or you?
Hey, whoever wants to take it. Yeah,
Oh,
it's a free question to any one of the panelists. Scoob, if you want to take it, it's all you,
Okay.
man.
Okay. So a client blast is every client that books the app and books appointment with you, they go in your client roster. There's a feature over on, if you click on the little phone book, it's like a phone book or contact book. Up in the upper left-hand side, you can create a blast. And a blast is you can type something in, whatever it is, you're like Don shouts out for free haircuts. I'll put in there, hey, fill your schedule in. Christmas is coming, Thanksgiving is coming. Avoid disappointment by making an appointment, whatever you want to communicate with your clients, you put that in there and all of your clients get a notification on their phone. And one thing I like to I like to emphasize, like I tried doing it once, but most people are busy, they're at work, whatever, driving, I don't know. But if you hit them 3 times, you're gonna get their attention. I'm paying attention to my phone. I get 3 messages, three pings back to back. I'm gonna pick it up and see what's going on. And usually after I do that, I start getting feedback and it works most of the time. So the appointments start going and I just sit back and confirm the appointments. But every client that books with you goes into your personal contact and you have their number you have their information, how many times they got their haircut, how many times they've no-showed, all of that information goes into their database. And you get to look, like if it's a new person, you kind of scroll and look, there's no information on them. Whatever, if it's a recurring client, you can look and see exactly how many times they've showed up. Whether they're like, I'll give you a perfect example of a feature. The feature where you can get a free haircut after so many appointments. I had a client come in, book appointment on there, and I got paid $3. And I looked and I'm like, what's going on? You know? And
Yeah.
I looked at it and they cashed in on their free haircut. That's fair and square. I honored it. Not a big deal. I'm like, man, this worked. And they were grateful to me. She sent me a text message and gave me a really nice review. I didn't even know that it was a free cut, pretty much. I just booked it. It took care of itself. I didn't have to do anything. I could focus on him cutting his hair, seeing what's going on with him, and I have to worry about the details. The app took care of it for me.
Nice. Thank you for that, man. Thank you for clarifying. All right. So I want to ask another question, especially specifically to like barbers and how they can maximize, holiday consistency and also fix those slow periods. You know, sometimes I think it's like Mondays, like one of the slowest periods. How can they encourage and what can they use, within the app to help, kind of like ensure that they get a little bit more clientele during that time? What can they do? Ensure, consistency, repeat customers during that, or even a steady flow.
What I
Don,
do, I got this as $25 Tuesdays where you get a full cut. The men will get a full cut, that's beard trim and haircut for $25, and the women they would get a design or a facial, a massage, a facial, and that's on my slow days. I'm technically open 7 days a week, but Sundays and Mondays I'm only open if you press that premium button. The price is different, but I give you more. I'll give you, so much more than the regular day in the shop for a haircut. So I do that. And I also call people that haven't seen them in a while. I'll call them and see how they doing and be like, hey, if you come in, because I did it with Mario before too. I called, I said, hey,
yeah, you have.
if you can make it today by these times, I never say come right now. I give them probably like 2-3 hours. Hey, if you come between this time, you get it for this price, or you get it for free. And it's my appreciation. I would say every week I show is like a customer appreciation day. I show post it, but I like to show my appreciation to my clients for even sticking with me for this period of time. And Mario is one of those VIP that I
Yeah.
really appreciate. And he got the cancellation fee before. He got
Oh yeah.
he
No
didn't show up,
respected
so he
person.
had
Ain't no
Right,
respected
right.
person.
And so, question for you, Don.
you
You
know what I'm
mentioned something about
saying?
your Tuesday.
So
You did,
I
yeah.
mhm.
Sorry about that, man. I didn't mean to cut you off, but you mentioned something about your Tuesday, your discount Tuesday. Is that something you set up that customers, clients can see? So is that, how do you go about,
Yeah.
propagating that? Because, like a lot of apps won't show this, it might be a barber thing, like, hey man, come on in. But how is that something you can showcase on the app?
Yeah, it's on the list. It's on the service list.
Okay.
It's definitely on the no, my price list. I have the everything. I put that towards the top. Like some people say I have a long price list. It's just I want you to see all the different services that I have, and I'm also adding more services to help you. I tell the guys that I cut, a lot of them, the older men, I'm trying to help you keep your wife, keep your girlfriend. Trust me, if you do this, you'll get extra chicken wings. You'll get extra food. She'll probably do whatever. A lot of the guys don't care to satisfy the women. I said the thing that got your woman's attention is the thing that you need to keep doing. So in my shop, I have
Getting
other
some game
products to
tonight.
sell. Yeah,
That's game. That's
you
game.
know what I'm saying? So yeah. I had this one client. He loves getting what I do, and he had issues with bumps. I did an old school move on him. I said, "Yo, just put toothpaste on the bumps. I guarantee you they'll be gone." So he went home. I said, "Just don't keep it on there too long because it'll burn." Just and he went in there. He had the toothpaste on his face, and his wife was like, "Why you walking around with toothpaste on your face?" He said, "Because my barber said to do this because it helps with the bumps." And he showed her the before and after. If you do it right, the toothpaste take the bump almost away right then and there. 10-20 minutes later, it's gone. I use it every time my hair grow back on my face. I get some bumps, and sometimes it's ingrown. You got to pull the hair out, but it actually works. And besides, my alcohol is over 100%. So you're not gonna walk away saying you got some bumps from my clippers. I always clean them. We're not gonna play those games. So it's real important that my clients love how clean I am. I don't have an odor of smoking. I don't drink. You're gonna get all of this with me, whereas other barbers, they go out and they smoke breaks, they do all this other stuff and cutting clients here. I'm against it. That's why I got a suite. I deal with my suite. It's just me and my client. I create the exclusivity. I got chips, beverages, stuff like that. They can watch TV, listen to nice music, and they love it. The atmosphere is great. It's quiet, and they always like to come back.
Well, appreciate that. How about
No
you,
doubt.
Scoob, man? During this time, how do you maximize holiday consistency and try and reduce those slow periods, man? Because you own a shop too, so you have two strategies you got to flow. You got to flow for
Mhm.
yourself, and you got to do it from the shop level, man.
Okay, so because I'm kind of splitting my time up a little bit between the between the barber school and the cosmetology school and the shop. What I do is I barter with a client, like, hey man, let me do some content with you. I give you a free cut, and if I got a gap or time to spit a gap of time there, I can fill it with that. Create me some content, use it to put on social media, and then I'm also giving you taking my time with you, giving you a really nice Instagram type haircut. So I try to fill it with that because I'm I'm pressed with content sometimes. I don't always think to grab the phone after a haircut or whatever. So I kind of try to fill spaces with that. If I have the time to, I'm not, just the free time to do that, I try to barter, with my clients, and they love it. They're like, I send a blast out. Hey, I need a model. Boom, got it. So I mean, I kind of fill my spots with that. I know my clients. I've been cutting their hair a long time. Is a smaller area. If somebody's going through hard times or whatever like that, then I'll reach out to them. Or, I mean, I've had guys that maybe on a fixed income and things is tight for them right now. I'll cut them until they get back on their feet. I had a guy, I actually been knowing him since he was like 12, and I was 19 when I started cutting his hair. He had a little situation where he got hurt and he was out of work. And because he's such a solid guy, and we go back so far, I cut his hair until he was, able to get his job back. And that's just something I do. But that's not something I put out there like that. It's between me and him. I'm just sharing this with you guys. But I think Don understands it. Like you're more than just their barber. They talk to you about stuff. When they go through stuff, you feel them. You understand this guy, man. Just something bad happened to him, man. And he just couldn't afford to get his haircut every week. So I do that, no problem, man. I totally get it. So I kind of fill my spots with that, man. I pick and choose. I don't. I kind of I do it when I'm led to do it. I'm not. That's just the way I go about it. If I'm led to do it, then I'll do it. It's not a big deal. I'll take care. I don't mind taking care of people like that.
Let me ask though.
Yeah.
So that's from the perspective of somebody who's been in your chair for a very long time. Now let's talk about new clients. What tips do you have for building repeat clients and encouraging loyalty either through the app or outside of the app?
Well, I'll tell you what I do also. Is how you drive somewhere and there's somebody who need help, they asking for money or whatever the case may be. I always give them my business card. It's mainly men that I see, and I say, take my business card, and if you get a job interview, holla at me and I'll cut your hair for free. And I did that for a few people, and they wind up getting those jobs and becoming my clients as well. But every time I see someone, I'll say, even most recently, it was a woman. I said I didn't have no change on me, but I said if you got sons, bring them to me. I'll cut their hair. I know I know it's a challenge because I was homeless. I was in a shelter before, but I didn't let it stick me there long. I was a doer, and I got out of it. So anytime I see someone who's in need of help, I just give them a card or I direct them where to go to get the services that they need. And this so from then on, it's up to them to utilize that.
Right on.
What about for you, Scoob?
I guess I would have to say I've been here a long time, so I'm like, when I do get people, okay, so for example, there's someone who comes in, they might be in town for a minute, working a shutdown we got a lot of factories around us, so they do shutdowns, or it might be somebody in Ho Chi Town that Googled us. So I got a series of questions I asked them. How'd you find out about us? What was did you Google us? Did you just search Barber? Do you have the Cut app? How did you find us? Half of them Googled us, half of them had the Cut app that they're using somewhere else, Dallas or something like that, and they just use it wherever they go. So what I do is I make sure that I'm engaged with them. I'm talking to them. I want to let them know that I'm here. I've been here a while. God willing, I'm not going anywhere. And whenever they're in town, come back and holler at me. And I encourage them to set up the repeat customer thing so they could build equity in the shop. So when they get a free haircut and work towards that free haircut. But most of all, what I do is I kind of give them everything. The way our price list is we don't charge separately for your beard. We don't charge separately for particular parts. We charge one whole haircut, and then you opt out of it if you don't want it, right? The economy that we're in, we can't support, $75, $80 haircuts, so we got one fixed price. If you don't want the enhancements, if you don't want the razor line, you just opt out of them, but that's our price, okay? So what I'll do is I'll ask them, have they ever had it? I'll explain to it what it is, and I'll give them everything. And try to lay it down to them and let me live them, man. say, hey man, I came from Dallas, or I came from Houston, or I came from Kansas City, man. And like, bro, y'all could cut down here, be a small town. And that makes me feel good. So I try to, it's a personal connection I'm trying to make with them. I want them to let them know that we do quality work here, and that if you're in town, man, then just, hey, look me up. I'm here. And most of the time, I'd have to say most of the time, I have people that come in during the summer, come down here, and every time they're in town, they look us up and come through, even if it's just to stick their head in and just say what's up, because we got a rapport. It's always something going on at the shop. We always politicking and debating on something, man. So they'll just stick their head in and jump in on the conversation or the sports debate or the political debate, whatever we doing. So that kind of personal connection that I'm making in the shop with new clients they want to be a part of. So that's usually my formula. That's what's been working for me.
Love that. Love that. Love that. Well, just keeping an eye on time. We're about 7:49 right now. We got about 10 minutes left in the session today. So I want to ask you guys maybe like one more question, and then we'll start opening it up for audience questions, if that's okay. And if it's okay with with everyone in the chat, please let me know. I think something that would be very helpful is if we could review one of our profiles on the Cut and see exactly what it looks like to create a winning profile on the Cut, such that you'll be able to get clients off the app. How does that resonate with you guys?
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
All right. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and set it up really quickly and get it squared out. Before we do that, I'm going to take one audience question from the team. We got Elias, who asked a question. Why is it that we can't edit appointment timeframes? Elias, sorry, do you want to hop off mute and come on and ask that question a little bit more? And while you do that, I'm going to open up.
Mac, Elias is no longer with us. I think they had to hop off.
Let's switch it up then. E, I'll pass it over to you while I get this profile squared away.
Okay. Cool beans. It looks like Aaron says, what helped you transition your clients to the app? I have clients that use the app and love it, and others who don't like to use it and would rather call, text, or DM me for appointments.
There's the only clients that I allow not to use the app are the more the elderly clients that are not tech savvy.
True.
So I let them, use it. But anybody else, no, we using the app, or we have to figure out another way. I kind of tell them, if anything, I would say just to have them go to the app. It's going to be more if you don't book through the app. Because I can't guarantee your appointment. That's not a guarantee for me by you calling and saying, can you book me for that? And then something comes up, and my time is, I don't have enough time to get somebody else in that chair. So I prefer to go through the app and only the app, but unless they're elderly, other than that, no, there's no booking with me unless you go through the app.
Okay, so what I do is I have regular clients that are older guys, and I'll book those appointments for them, and I'll send them the confirmation text when I book it when I book it for them. And it's a difference to me in just not wanting to use it, or I can't use it, or I don't know how. One of the things that I had to do starting off with the Cut is I had to walk them through it, and I showed them how to do it. Sold it the fact that it's way more easier than calling me, way more easier than messaging me through Facebook or Snap, or calling me in the middle of a haircut. They don't like me on the phone when they're in the chair. Why would you call me when I got someone else in the chair? Let me show you how to use this, and I would walk them through it. And over a period of time, as the app got better, they learned how to use it and becomes much, much easier. But initially, if someone first came in, or someone called me and said, hey, man, I want to make an appointment with you, and I do get that. But it's a difference to me between not wanting to use it. I'm just not going to use it. I just wanted you to make it for me, and I just don't want to fool with it, or I can't use it. So if they tell me that they just don't want to fool with it, and I'll take a look at them. If they got social media and they got Instagram and all that, then look, man, I'm sorry. I might not be the right barber for you, but this is the
Yeah.
avenue. This is where I'm going. I want you to go with me, but I'm going to this destination, and this is how I make my appointments. And I have had situations like that, and I've lost clients that just didn't want to evolve with me. But most of the time, those clients are they're they just that's the way they live, by the seat of their pants, And
Yeah.
I'm more organized. I like structure. I don't run into my day. I like my day planned out. I don't just jump into stuff by the seat of my pants. So your clients kind of reflect you. So my clients that are organized, they like schedules, they're professional. Then they're gonna gravitate towards me. If you're the guy, wake up, it's 2 o'clock. Hey, I need a cut. I'm probably not going to be the barber for you. I'm booked up. Let me recommend you to someone else. And I don't mind doing that. But education, I think, is important, because a lot of people they look at it and it looks intimidating, but it's really not. And they just need someone to walk them through it. Most of the time, if you do that, they see how simple it is. They come back and like, man, this is easy. You're right. It's easier for you and me. And it reminds you that you have appointment an hour to 2 hours before you got appointment. I love that.
Yeah, and
And
just to
people,
add on to you what you said about evolving, real quick, you got some people that they feel like they don't want to add their card to the app, and I tell them, I say, you ain't
yep.
got enough in your account for the cut to still use. It's not enough money. So it's just a cut. So don't act like somebody wants your money like that. So just add it. I said, to be honest, it's protecting you
It
and it's
is.
protecting me. So that's my
And they end
take
up
on it.
using it too. They end up going ahead
Yeah,
putting it in
they end
there.
up if they want that work, they're gonna use it. They're not going because they'll go somewhere else and then wind up booking later. And then I
Facts.
tell them, I said, I'm gonna take care of you. I got you. And it's pressure because I'm from New York. So they be like, oh, he from New York. I'm gonna sit down. I said, all right, sit down with the app and book me, you know.
And I know we're kind of like a little bit over on time. I am going
Oh.
to quickly share my screen a little bit
Okay.
on and Scoob, if it's okay, I have yours up. Don, I have yours up right as well.
Mhm.
But if you wouldn't mind, Scoob, if we walk through and
Not at
just confirm,
all.
you guys can see my screen now. Is that correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, bet. So we got Scoob's profile. Scoob, talk to us about how you design your profile.
Okay, so I literally started, my about me got longer over the course of years. I thought that was important. I wanted people to know that, like Biggie said, I'm not only a player, I'm the player president, So I want them to know I don't just use the app, I'm a part of something, right? I know about it. So what I did was I elaborated on my bio. I manage my hours there, and there's my baby boy right there. I try to post stuff that I feel like clients need to know. Um, when they log on and they see their picture on there, that makes them feel like a sense of community. It makes them feel like this is where I get my shop. This is my local barbershop. I'm on the app. That makes them feel that way. So I kind of built it out right there, and I wanted to make sure it looks just as well as my Instagram does. So I went in my details on my bio. If you scroll down a little bit more, I kind of wanted to state who I am so they could learn a little bit about who's cutting their hair. And I want them to see the diversity in there, because you get a lot of people in there Google you, and then they feel like maybe you just can cut African American hair. I want to let them know I'm diverse, that hair is hair. I don't care. I can cut anything, and I kind of let them know that what products I use, what products that I'm familiar with that I use, and just a little bit about who I am and the places I've went, the people I've networked with, and I just try to if you've been in the barber business, you know who those people are. So it's like I just try to get them familiar with who I am, let them know that that I took this very seriously. They look at my reviews. They see that I got pretty good reviews there. Except for my son, I'm still looking for him. Messed my but it kind of lets them know that I take this super serious, man. I'm just not the kind of guy that's going to rush through the building process and get to the app. I wanted to build it out with detail, and that matters. The details matter. Don't just get to the fifth step and stop. Go ahead and complete all the steps and build it out. It works for your betterment. And there's all features in there that you can only maximize once you've built the app out completely, followed the steps completely all the way through. Then you maximize all the benefits and the features on the app. Then I put my services on there too as well. Let them know before they walk in, so there's no surprises where I'm at. There's one on there I'm kind of thinking about removing, and that's the edge up. I've been thinking about moving that. Every time they get in the chair, I got people that feel like they could book an edge up, which is only a 20-minute allotment for the edge up, but they'll get in there and say, hey man, I only seen 20 minutes for the edge up, but can I get a cut? So I only have 20 minutes allowed. There's no way I can do a haircut like that in the detail that they want in 20 minutes. So I'm like, man, an edge up is with one tool. I'm gonna put a sharp, detailed line around your head, and that's it. Okay. So I had to. That's one right there. I'm getting trouble with. But I'm thinking about removing it. I hadn't committed to it yet. But the first of the year, they're gonna find out.
So here's a question Josh asked. Do you feel like haircut prices should go up every year?
I do not.
Why?
And let me tell you why. Okay, so you want to be fair. My experiences in this business these people are breaking bread with you every week. A lot of them do every 2 weeks, right? Most of them do once a week. I would rather have a price that was fair, right, than to try to bleed you. You know what I mean? Our economy, where I'm at, our economy can't afford $75, $80. I'm not in Dallas. If I was in Dallas, that'd be another thing. But I'm not in Dallas. My clients can't afford 75. They have kids. I mean, could you imagine a bill for? I have 4 kids myself. So what I do is I put myself. If I had to take my kids to the shop, how much would my haircuts be? Man, I have a $250 bill or better when I leave. So it's like you have to be realistic and think about the people that you're serving, right? Because I know barbering, I've been in the game long enough where I know now that what it was like before Instagram and social media, right? Where you just had to really just love it. And I still love it like that. All the social media stuff comes afterwards. So I'm in it for the connections. I enjoy cutting hair. I never worked a day in my life because I've been a barber. And I want to make things fair. And I've always maintained and been blessed and able to take care of my family. I have 4 kids, a wife and 4 kids. And I've always been able to take care of my family, being fair. That's it. I think I think God will bless you that way. That's my opinion. I'm gonna stand on that.
Yeah.
Love that. What about you, Don? Just real quick. As a barber, do you feel like your practice should change and increase every year?
Inflation, if my prices if I bring it up is $5, but I gotta look at certain things. If the rent goes up, prices of tools go up, but I stick with the same brand since I started cutting hair, and I don't use these new trend clippers at all because you drop them, you spend all this money on them, you drop them, and that's it. But I think that you have to do what works for you business wise. Like me, I wanted to move up to another room. They was gonna charge me an extra $150. It's a bigger room, and I could add more in it. But can I do that at the prices that I'm charging now? I don't know, maybe not. But I have a goal to buy a building and create my own space for sweets, and I'm gonna make it so crazy that you people would love to come. It's gonna be such a great opportunity for those who rent from me. But I think that you have to do what works for you. You know, if you're in an area where people they can't afford it that much, it might be a challenge because if life goes up every year, so you can't you have to do what works for you. That's all I could say. Like if you don't go up on your prices with cuts, then maybe your product, you got to add product into your space to sell it. That'll help for things like I have facial soap. Uh I got my own, I sell my own music CDs in my room. You know what I'm saying? I used to do music. I stopped. It's just a stress reliever. It's like my therapy now. So I don't do music anymore. To on a scale of going on tour. I don't do that anymore because I'm married. I got my niece who does facial scrub. She make it from scratch. And my daughter, I sell all that, and I got body oil, So all this makes up, it helps me not bring the price up, but
Mhm.
more importantly, show people that there's a lot in here that you can definitely gain, that you will love.
Mm, 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 mm. All right. So I just want to be mindful. Thank you guys already for everything that you dropped so far. We're already 5 minutes over. I want
Uh,
to ask, I want to ask one more question from the chat, but I feel like I might not pick the right question. Let's say this. How do you transition? This is from Sammy Monroe. How do you transition from a barber shop to a suite and the difference in booth rent to suite rent? What does that look like?
um Suite, you pay once a month. I pay once a month for my suite. Barbers, you got to pay weekly. You know, and to be honest, it comes out depending on where you go. It depend, like let's say the average barber weekly for their chairs what 150. It might be 150, right? And somewhere there or a little more.
Mhm.
My suite is 550 a month. So I each week I charge myself. I pay myself. I put the rent away. But more importantly, it's this all right, let's put it like this. The reason why I chose to be for a suite is so that everybody's not in your business as a client. Some clients,
Mm,
we're the therapists. We help them out with issues at home
No
or
doubt.
and if you're in a shop, that means everybody's hearing it. And you might not that person might not want that. I had a guy that he is a client. He lost his job, his lights was cut off, and he didn't have no food. He came to me, he was like, I just want to feel better. I'll pay you, I said, no, don't worry about it. I cut it for free, and I took him to the supermarket. Granted, he didn't have no electricity because he couldn't cook. He couldn't, his refrigerator wasn't on. So I told him he was leaving. He just decided to go be a merchant marine. He was leaving. So I said, yo, I can get you some bread, get you some peanut butter, and here's a whole case of water, and if you need to take a shower. He said, nah, I got a membership to the gym, and I'm using the rest of those days. I leave on this day. And so he left, and he came back. He got himself together, and he's back on top. And the crazy thing is he had called me and said, did you get it? And I was like, get what? He said, check your cash app. And he said he sent me $1,000. And he was like, I was like, what's this for? He said, no, you helped me at a point I was down. I was ready to end my life. And I was like, wow. He said, people don't do things like what you did to me for me. So I was like, nah, I'm gonna send it back to you. He said, if you send it back to me, I'm gonna take it personally. I said, all right, cool.
Mhm.
So, that helps. That's the transition for me, from my experience. I did the barbershop thing all the time. I had issues. Sometimes if I ran my barbershop and salon different than others. Like I always told my barbers that I had at that time, buy your own stuff that you need. Do not borrow nobody else. Those be the issues sometimes in shops. And when you're not there, somebody go on your space and take something, some paper towel. It could be anything as oil sheen. They're using it instead of going to buy their own. So I like the suite setting. And you get to know your clients more. And I left my profile with questions because I want them to ask me, well, how long you been cutting and stuff like that. I kept it nice and small because it creates a great relationship with me and my clients, and I get to know them, and nobody else is going to be in their business. It's just me, us two.
Mm, mm. I think that was perfect. Scoob, I'm gonna just off out of respect. You got anything to add to that, or should we just leave it with Don?
Um, I mean, I grew up in a barbershop, man. I swept up hair in there. That's how I got started, just sweeping up hair, taking it all in. I learned a lot in a barbershop. I think it was like 7 barbers in there. I listened to a lot of conversations. I learned what to do, what not to do. I just kind of soaked it up. So I was always on a, I'm more fond of open floor settings. I talked to my client. I talked to some of my barber's clients. They talk to me. We network. If it's something I need, if my clients can't get it, then maybe Malcolm, I can ask his client can get it, and we all kind of go about it. We get it. We get into sports and politics and life and stuff like that. And it's more like barbershop the movie. So I'm more fond of an open setting. But what Don's saying is right. I'm in a smaller area. If I was in Dallas, I don't know if I could if I could if I could kind of control it like I do now because there's so many different personalities. But these guys that work with me, I used to cut their hair when they were younger, and they came to work with me. So we kind of understand each other. It's very little disagreements. My only rule in my barbershop, and we could call them and ask them, is like, hey, don't touch my clippers. Anything else, man, you're welcome to get it. My neck strips, whatever, you're welcome to get it. I mean, I'm not worried about that, but don't touch my clippers, man. Don't touch my clippers. So that's where I'm at on that. I'm not. If I was to have a shop, I would have a suite because some people they work better. They're more efficient in a suite. I like to talk. I like to talk, and I like the sound of a barbershop full of brothers. We just kind of going at it. We loud. I just like that. I grew up in that, so that's more where I'm comfortable at.
Love that. And it seems like both of you guys operate in your own genius, right? You figure
Yeah.
out what lane works best for you, and not only for yourself, but for your clients, and then you navigate accordingly.
Right.
All right, guys. Well, thank you guys so much for this time. I think we're already over about 15 minutes. We could go another 15 more minutes,
Man,
but it's just a time and just
it's
making
good.
Just want to say thank you guys so much. This has been an amazing first iteration this quarter. So excited for next year and to continue on in this process. Thank you everyone for joining on the call. Sorry if we couldn't get to everyone's questions, but we have a lot that we're going in. And with that said, I want to say thank you to Scoob and Don, Mario,
Peace.
Anta.
Mario,
Yeah,
Enchanter, Meg.
I hope you guys have a great rest of the year. Happy birthday. Merry Christmas. Salam alaikum. And I'll see you guys in 2020.
All right, man.
Wa alaikum
Y'all be
assalam
blessed.
wa rahmatullahi
Y'all be
wa
blessed.
barakatuh. Peace, everyone.
All right. Peace.
Thank you, everyone.